because you think if you don't win, that was rigged. Fuck you. Okay? And there I am being inflammatory. This could all go horribly wrong at any minute. Hello there, and welcome to the 182nd edition of Lewis Black's Rantcast, entitled The United States of Insanity. Or The Weird Keeps Getting Weirder. That may have been a better title. I don't know. Any number of titles might have worked. You call this an election? Is this really what we should be doing? What is the matter with us? Question mark. Really, how is this happening? Huh? Have we lost all sense of proportion when it comes to the way in which we do something that every other country is able to do without madness? And we are really showing the world how democracy works. This is the way we do it. I'm responding to what happened last night, Saturday night. I had finished my Rantcast, and I thought it was pretty dandy. I actually had listened to it and did some putting together some touches here and there to make it, I thought, better than it was. And then I turned on the TV and realized, no, of course not. Can't really talk about a lot of the stuff I've talked about because all of a sudden what I was talking about didn't really have anything to do with what was going on anymore, because everything had changed again. It had changed again. We cannot find a way to get beyond rattling our cages, and our cages are definitely rattling as our brains are rattling, as we are all rattling, as the whoever this person was kind of wandered out of the darkness and the abyss and went, hey, let's see how we can fuck it up. This is quite simply what happens when you combine too many guns. Yeah, too many guns. Yeah, too many guns with inflammatory rhetoric, and make inflammatory rhetoric kind of like part and parcel with our daily routines. And it is beyond belief. And this is what happens. And this is why I believe it is a complete madness for the state of Alabama to now be selling ammo in vending machines. Okay? Now you're normalizing it to the point of, boy, when I get home, I need to pick up some chips, a little soda, and some bullets. Yeah, because those always make for a nice dessert. Is there any reason at all, to sell ammo in a vending machine? And they of course say, oh, don't worry about it. We'll have what is it? Photo identification, whatever the fuck they call that now. We can visual recognition, I guess. Please. I wish I could trust the state of Alabama with that type of technology. I don't. All right. When you decide that you're going to put ammo in a vending machine, I cannot trust your intelligence, nor in any way or shape or form trust you in terms of practically much of anything. I mean, there's just no reason. And it is that type of normalcy that created the situation, in part, with the inflammatory rhetoric that is put us where we are now. And I really liked what I wrote yesterday, and I'm not going to talk too much today. I'm not. I'll let the good folks who wrote in some great rants, let them run with it, because I've sat there, and then they break through, and then it becomes like, we have no news, but we're going to talk to you about the fact that we have no news. And we've got less news, and so we're going to discuss the fact that we have less news than we had before, and we can't wait to come back to you with even less news about the news that we don't have, because we'd like to cover what we don't know as quickly as possible. We don't know anything about what went on here, and now the void will be filled with all sorts of really conspiracy theories. I will tell you this: as soon as it occurred, pretty much everybody I know and a ton of others felt that it was staged. Okay, and then you find out someone was killed and 2 others were injured, and no, you don't really think so. It can't really be, but but part of your brain is so there's so much infestation of crap that has floated in and has become a part of what we breathe on a daily basis when we pick up a paper, as I do, or your phone, and you read a little thing about stuff and all the other things. And so we have been so we've abused ourselves to the point. I mean, our leaders don't help on any level, and it really, it just leaves me speechless. I already thought we were in a kind of a really a desperate place, and now I'm just stunned by all of this, and I'm really gonna just say that there was a few other things here that I think need to be discussed, and then we'll get out of here. I am very excited, as I have a special announcement to make. So bring out the horns. Yep, the National Comedy Center on September 5th will be presenting me in Buffalo, New York at the Riviera Theater, and on September 6th at the Reg Linné Center in Jamestown, New York, home of the National Comedy Center. And I couldn't be more excited to add 2 more shows to the Goodbye Yeller Brick Road final tour. I hope you can join me then. Go to lewisblack.com to check out all the specifics, and I will continue to tell you as time rolls on just how you can get the tickets, etc. And I look forward to seeing you there. And you should come, if you can, just to be able to visit the National Comedy Center. What an opportunity to see me and one of the greatest places that I have ever been involved with. But being a part of it has meant the world to me. So join me September 5th in Buffalo, or September 6th at the Reg Linné, or come to both and head out to the National Comedy Center. Here's the kind of inflammatory rhetoric I'm talking about. There was the Heritage Foundation, the head of that, whose name I won't mention because I don't remember it and I don't care to remember it, okay? A group that's come out with this 2025 plan, all 900 pages of how they would change our government and make it more responsive to one party. To one party. Isn't the way it works. Is not the way it works. All right? And the head of it said that the Second American Revolution will be bloodless if the left allows it to be. What are you? Really? So you're talking about a revolution. And you're saying, in one sense, that the Second American Revolution will be bloodless, implying that it could be bloody if the left thinks it's if the left responds in any way. What if the left doesn't? What if the left says, we really don't like these ideas, huh? Why are you saying this at all? At all, okay? And then to boot, the same day, I pick up the paper today, and the GOP and allies lay legal foundation to contest the election. Why? Why do that? Okay? What is the matter with people? We have had for years the cleanest elections on the planet Earth. The cleanest. We went through this last time, and we should not even be going there again. so that you can contest because you think if you don't win, that was rigged. Fuck you. Okay? And there I am being inflammatory. And the news just continues to pour in. We have the judge in Florida. She says she's gonna drop the case. That's it. Wipes her hands of it because, of course there was, nothing wrong with what the former president did in Mar-a-Lago with those documents. No, not at all. Top secret documents. Who cares? It's fine. It was really the fault of the special prosecutor. Somebody help me, please. We'll talk about that maybe more next week if I can get the energy up. And, of course, J.D. Vance is the Republican vice presidential candidate. And, boy, he marched out there yesterday. The picture of youth and vigor. By God, that image combined with the image of the former president rising up and screaming for his shoes, get my shoes, as he pointing ahead. And, it was horrible. But that image, bloody and unbowed and youthful vigor, and that's the image. Those are the images out there. And that just buries, and I mean this, the image of President Biden talking to Lester Holt. They were worried about the debate. This just does not look good. There's a push to restrict voting. Well, yeah, in a democracy. You believe in a democracy, but you don't want people to vote so that your side wins. And plans to disrupt certification. We're really rolling along. We are out of our fucking mind. The only thing that unites us is our insanity. And it's beyond disturbing. And people will say, well, and look at that yesterday. Okay? He was 300 yards away. They were surrounded by guns. There was all sorts of things. How come they didn't shoot the sniper? How did that happen? That's all the guns they had, all the professionals. And they couldn't stop it, Couldn't stop the one lone gunman, who I believe was probably a lone gunman. I'll be fascinated to find out if it was a group of people. Couldn't stop one person with a gun and a person who had to take it from his parents. Because everybody's got to have a gun in their house, and nobody's watching out for it when somebody in the house may be a little, out of their minds. So, and people say, well, we really have to have the guns, you see, because of things like this. You can kill people in other ways. And to prove that, to let you know how this could happen, a man flew recently to Florida to kill another man after an argument that they had while playing a video game. What can I say? They argued over a video game. This guy got on a plane. He had a hammer with him. I don't know where. Maybe it was maybe he put it in his luggage that he's paid $100 for or whatever. I just can't imagine that you're at some point when after you purchase the ticket, you're in your car going to the airport. When you get toward the getting on the plane, and you're thinking, well, it's a good thing I got that hammer in my suitcase. That's going to teach. I'm going to kill him with a hammer. At no point your brain doesn't kick in and go, hey, I think I've lost my mind. I think maybe I should go back and play a couple of more video games, with him. Play 2 out of 3, huh? Whatever happened to that? We'll see who the champ is. And what could the argument have been? I'm speechless. That's why, in part, I'm letting those who've written the rants that are stellar this week, let them speak, because I find it hard to find the words. Here's one: the man who attacked Dave Chappelle, the man who attacked Dave Chappelle during a performance at the Hollywood Bowl is suing the venue. claiming its security staff was too aggressive in restraining him. That shouldn't even be allowed. That should be, nope, you're out of your fucking mind. You're crazy. And that's the way it is. And you're going to jail and you're going to pay the consequences because you attacked him. And that's the way it works. If you attack somebody, and sometimes the people will have to stop you. And this stop you, Isaiah Lee. It was too aggressive in restraining him. He admits he rushed the stage. He admits he did it and tackled the comedian. Not good. And that he was in possession of a knife. Still, he says the security team's response left him not only with a dislocated shoulder, but also, and this is astonishing, suffering anxiety, grief, shock, humiliation, and embarrassment, which you brought on yourself. Huh? Wow. We really have to do something about our educational system. I mean, really, he's 25. But once again, we're coming out of a pandemic, and we refuse to believe that it has changed us in any way, and it has. And we're still recovering from it. And we've got a lot of mental illness to deal with because of it. And maybe that has something to do with the guy who took shots at Donald Trump. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's part of it. We'll see. We will see. And I'll be back next week. And we will see where we are then. Sorry to leave you with a short, but it's sweet. Short but sweet. And I want to thank you all for tuning in this week. I know that many of you are truly, if you weren't anxious before, you're anxious now. As both sides, maybe it'll bring both sides together. Maybe. That would be something, wouldn't it be? If this was the moment that stunned us back into some sort of realization that this is an election, and you play fair, and you express the whatever you want in terms of the conflict of your ideas. All right, not about you don't really attack the humanity verbally. You verbally don't attack the humanity of your opponent. All right. I think anytime any of these people in Congress, anything is brought up in terms of violent rhetoric, that they have to literally have to have a gag put in their mouth for at least a couple of days so that they think about what it is that they have to say before they say it. No, it won't help. Not at all. So, shh. Okay? Shh. Be quiet. And let us get to the point where we enter a voting booth and find out who won. And right now, and that's all I got to say. I do hope you enjoy the rants this week. I hope they inspire you to write in a rant about whatever is bothering you. And I'm sure there's a lot now. Feel free to share it. And we will be back. As I said, we'll be back again next week. And as always, it's a privilege and a pleasure to spend time with you. Thanks. In response for me suggesting that there should be an 11th commandment, Stephen Skip Radwani has had this to say in terms of his 11th commandment possibilities. Thou shalt shut the fuck up. Thou shalt not believe a fucking thing you learn from other dipshits on Facebook or TikTok or X or whatever. Thou shalt not run for president if you're too fucking old and can't express a coherent thought. Thou shalt never vote for a candidate who tries to fuck the flag. I think that goes without saying. I don't know if they'd be able to run Skip, if I may call you that, Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. Fucking the flag. All righty. We have a splendid rant here from John Baker. Dear Mr. Black, I enjoy your Rantcast while laboring at my profession as a night janitor. Although this position is not as glamorous as I was led to believe. I find, though, that it suits me well because I can think whatever I want and not have to deal with other humans for the duration of my workday. But of course, I do have to deal with other people in that I have to clean up after them. That's where you come in, Mr. Black, and I hope you will oblige me by giving my seething anger its due, even though some of it is directed at our beloved first responders. Yes, I clean up after cops, but let's not talk about cops in general. Let's talk about Jeff. I don't know what Deputy Jeff's exact job is, but he has a little cubicle he works in, and he does a lot of staple removal. He takes staples out of stapled together forms, probably so they can run through a copier. Heroic stuff, Jeff. We all appreciate you, but from one frontline worker to another, can you get the fucking staples in the fucking garbage can instead of just throwing them every fucking wherever? I swear to Hank Williams, this motherfucker has a silver layer of hundreds and hundreds of glittering used staples under his desk. And there's carpet down there. So the little fucking things get tangled with the carpet and you can't get them out without pulling up half of it. And why the fuck should I have to explain that to an adult, Jeff? Then there are the cops who buy a giant $7 coffee every day. Take 2 or 3 sips out of it, put the lid back on and put the whole thing in the garbage can. What the hell? Are you stalking the barista at Dutch Brothers? Huh? Drink your fucking coffee or pour it down the drain, you freak. Some people's parents. Well, Mr. Baker, John, thank you for that. Wow. Staples on the floor. That I threw out a coffee today. Now I feel badly. But it wasn't, I had more than 2 or 3 sips, but I threw out a little bit. I'm not ashamed, but I was in a rush. A very angry rant from Katherine Hopkins. Stop asking people on Social Security for money. They don't have any, thanks to politicians. CEOs are taking all our funds for food. Plus, insurance companies are killing us with increases. Ugh. I could go on and on. I'm sure you could, Katherine, but it's helped save my voice for the next rant. I appreciate it, and I'm glad you've got it off your chest. Thanks for sharing. The next 2 I'm doing back to back, and it should be self-explanatory. I wouldn't call them rants, but I'm glad they are being shared with us. From Joe Polento. As an aside to a part of your June 26, 2024 YouTube Rantcast number 179, Louis, I'm a child of the 50s and 60s, and there was no question as to what the meaning of the term cornhole or to be cornholed was in my social experience. Your ranter from Kentucky mentioned it quite plainly. It means to sodomize or be sodomized. When I first heard the phrase used in a reference to a game, I was all in. Finally, they made a game adults can really get into. Imagine my disappointment when I found out the nature of the modern game had strayed so far from its sacred origins. Oh, woe is me. Will blowjob be reduced to preparing party balloons? Woe is me. Woe fucking is me. Joe Polento, thank you. And from Keith Riley, along the same vein. Hey, Louis, I just watched your Rantcast number 179 and heard you ask if anyone knew the origin of the word cornhole. Well, I wouldn't want anyone to think I'm some sort of an expert on the subject of cornholes, but this is what I heard back when I was a young whippersnapper. Oh, now there's a word for you, Lewis. So this is what I heard. Apparently, there was a time when people frequently ran out of toilet paper. I don't know, maybe there was some kind of fucking pandemic or something. So there was a big shortage of toilet paper anyway. When civilized folks were in need of a good wipe but found their toilet paper holder as bare as old Mother Hubbard's cupboard, they had to find some other means of performing this task. I'm told that pages of the phone books were often used for this purpose. It was even said that the yellow pages were best for this. Anyway, there are no fucking phone books anymore. So what folks did apparently was use an ear of corn as a sort of toilet paper substitute, and the word cornhole was born. It was a noun. It wasn't long before a verb form developed, as in cornholing a friend or being cornholed. Hope this helps, Lewis. Keith Riley from San Francisco. Well, Keith and Joe, thank you both. I'm still wondering how that became the name of the game. And if anyone can enlighten me to that, it would be quite something. It's just funny that you both wrote about this in your own fashion. That cornhole thing in terms of the ear of corn, I'd heard that before, and can't imagine it. Good thing they have those. I won't even go into it. Those wet wipes. Good for the babies, good for all. Oh boy, shut up. Just shut up. Here's one from Josh Juett. Greetings from Georgia, Lewis. I am personally sick and tired of people thinking that con men are fucking good leaders because even if they're spewing the dumbest shit on the planet, they say it confidently. That's what a con man fucking does. It's literally in the fucking name, but these dumbasses don't realize that con man is short for confidence man because they've never cracked open a book or read anything longer than a tweet or whatever fucking dumbass thing that moron Elon Musk calls it these days. He's another fucking con man that people think is the second coming of Albert Einstein because he says things confidently, despite the fact that he's never invented anything, nor has he come up with anything original. You know that question, if I told you to jump off the Empire State Building, would you? Well, these dumb fucks absolutely would, because these con men told them to. Honestly, the fact that we haven't fucking nuked ourselves off the face of the planet amazes me. I don't care how soft-spoken or weak qualified people seem. These fucking con men and their fucking sycophants need to shut their fucking mouths for once in their fucking lives and listen to people who actually know what the fuck they're talking about. I hope I did justice to that, Josh. I appreciate it. And give my best to Georgia. You're going to need it. I don't care how soft-spoken or weak qualified people seem. It's really amazing. When I was doing stand-up and trying to find my way in it, the thing that I always found extraordinary and was a turning point was when I realized that some of the people on the stage really weren't funny, but were so confident in what they were doing and so assured, so self-assured that there was a sense, well, how do you, like they looked in the audience, how do you not know this is not funny? And the audience would respond with laughter because of the confidence. The same way that these idiots respond to the con men. Oh, well, they've been, it's been part of the, they started back, it's been going on forever. People have been conning people forever. Thank you, Josh, again. Thank you. Here's one. Walter Newcomb had this to say. It's always unbelievable. Lewis, we got the chance to see you at the West Hampton Beach Performing Arts Center last year. Although West Hampton Beach is not the epicenter of white privilege, we certainly have seen its effect many times. For example, my wife and I got to witness a fashionable young lady stride briskly out of a grocery store wearing colorful athletic footwear that so cleverly matched the color of her leotard. She gently placed a bag of groceries into the trunk of an S-Series Mercedes-Benz. She got in and backed out of the handicapped parking space she was in, then wailed on her horn for people to move out of her way as she exited the parking lot. If I ever thought I had the need to get a firearm, this incident might have actually precipitated it. Just shameless. By the way, if people are still ranting about traffic circles or roundabouts, tell them to get a life. It is one of the best ways to effectively control traffic with the least amount of wasted time. Our county has added several in the last few years and has made traffic significantly safer. All the best. Well, thank you, Walter, and all the best to you, and good luck. Don't buy the firearm just for those moments, Walter, because there will be more. There will always be more of those moments. I can't believe that. It's the best is backing out of the parking space, out of the handicapped parking space. Thank you for that. From Sharita Starr, she is sharing with us something that I have been yelling about for years, but this is a step that has gone too far, and thank you for getting this in. Hello, Lewis and fellow Rantcasters. Wow. Well, fucking first of all, it seems pretty fucking amazing. We all seemingly observe and deeply agree upon the same fucking patterns of what the other fuck is going on, no matter where one may be living in America. Whether this may be from the absolutely insane, are you shitting me, drivers, the ridiculous, you don't want me to unwrap this object due to the packaging fuckery it is covered in, and moreover, the obvious ways people are more and more unhinged in public by the passing day, wherein common sense manners are undeniably somehow a long distant fucking memory of our former past. Boy, is that ever true. I wanted to write in as I was going to send you the actual pictures for proof, which I now realize I cannot do here. They were spotted the day before the best day so far of 2024, which was yesterday, June 25th, when I took my niece to go see Inside Out 2. This was something that we've been truly looking forward to for many months now, to take in the necessary laughter to help heal the great heart in this wicked ass mess we are all trying to humanly navigate as consciously as possible in the here and now called life. You and the brilliant cast, thank you, surely delivered it 100%, but you already know that part, you anger hero, you. Thank you all for this honest and heartfelt film. Our current times need a touchstone movie like this more often so that we can bravely face what we feel. Circling back to those repeating patterns across America, well mentioned before on your previous rants, here's another marvel affirming the batshit crazy ass ways America decides to start displaying things for the consumerism to continue on out of complete fucking control. 2 days ago on June 24th, I walked up to a Joann store for a peek at what was still around in stock for any garden type items. To my horror, what did I fucking find instead? Louis, I stopped dead in my tracks and just thought of you immediately, and the little red guy in my visual going, what the utter fuck? Halloween merchandise displayed in the storefront window at 40% off. Walking forth into the entryway of the store, more Halloween crap haunted me, plastered within it as well, all discounted at 40%. I get fully into the store, and son of a bitch, there's even more holiday merchandise continuing to ghost and spook me at 40% off. Woo! Just fucking woo! We have yet to even reach the 4th of July, and really, are we really going here, America? Either you are anticipating there will not be a Halloween, or what is it that exactly drives you to do such stinking materialistic madness as we are merely beginning to bake and boil in the fucking sun and the endless storms of the season. Huh? The very least your stores in any kind of mindfulness could do is wait until late August to start shoving Halloween and that dreaded and deplorable candy corn up our ass when there is typically some hope emerging from the sizzling heat that is actually leaving us. At dinner, after your welcomed heart-healing movie, I told the PG version of this story to my niece. She proceeded to tell me, Aunt Sharita, the Halloween stuff has been up in that store since the end of May. Anyway, Louis, it all still gave me a complete fucking chuckle as I still scratch my damn head of, well, where actual priorities may lie these days in America. Nevertheless, this rant from New York was due. Oh, yes, it was due, Sharita, especially since it started in May. In May, selling it. I mean, usually they at least are, they're not selling fireworks. They're selling some sort of 4th of July shit. Holy God. Wow. Stunning, Sharita. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for giving us your glimpse into the madness. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me, Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly.